Alright, hello, I am Josh. This is my art channel, and right now I am doing some commentary over a drawing I worked on last night. By the time I was done with this drawing, I believe the recording said it was 4.5 hours. Yay me. So as you can see here, I am drawing my characters from my Bearded Dragon pub story. I wanted to respect their comic look, but I also wanted them to look a bit realistic. Um, so I did some research. We got here a dragonborn, an orc, and then a dwarf. I'm working on the dwarf right now. The dwarf is called Gunnvald. He's an edgy little guy. He has a hat. He has dual pistols. The creator wanted him to have something like a long barrel rifle. I don't know how to draw that real well. Somehow drawing pistols is easier for me. So anyway, I do a rough sketch of these characters, then I go back through and do a more detailed sketch. I have to do another layer for the beard because I have to erase what's underneath it or cover it up because nothing can ever be easy. But yeah, that's Gunvald. I wanted to take the idea from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and not give him eyes and just give him eyebrows. He's a bushy little guy. He's a dwarf after all. Now we're going to work on Grunc. He is an orc. He's a chubby, he's a spud buddy right there. He's like a gentle giant until he's not. I was playing around with his face, and then I realized that I need him to look more cartoony. So I started playing with that. I felt like he looked, I don't know, too orcish. And then I found a design I really liked. I was cleaning up a little bit. I had to draw his other fists. He's a chunky guy, and in previous drawings I've done, he has. I showed his butt crack, and it's important, believe it or not. He's probably the most recognize not. I'm struggling with the apron here. Isn't it adorable? Um, I don't know. He likes to cook, but he's really bad at it. But he does it good in a way. I don't know how to describe it. In the comic, he loses his clothes at the beginning, and all we have to give him is this apron that he wears for a long time. And I figured for the sake of the drawing, in case YouTube didn't like it, I gave him some underwear instead of just butt cheeks. He's more like a barbarian, and Gunnvald is a gunslinger, runesmith gunslinger. I guess not having a class, I guess having a class isn't exactly required for the story. It just helps me figure out how, or get into the thought process of what their clothes look like, their movements, their postures. Right now, I am designing Leonidas. He is my character in the story. He's supposed to represent me. He is. See, I struggle so much trying to make this look proper that I think, oh, I'll just um, respect his comic. I'm like, no, that's not. I like how this looks. How they're they're fighting or they're getting ready to fight, and he's in the background. Because, well, Dragonborn are what they get up to like 7 feet tall or something. Leonidas is supposed to be the tallest one. It works well because these characters are based on real people, and I'm the tallest in the group, So screw them. I'm going to make Leonidas the tallest. As you can see, I struggle for way too long on this guy's posture. I mean, look at him. It looks weird, but the struggle. I have other drawings of Leonidas I'm using as reference, and finally I realize this guy he's got reptilian legs. It's not gonna look right, and maybe not even be seen. So I give up. So I wanted his arms. I drew the line to make it look like he has a bar over the back of him, if that makes sense, to make it all look framey, because he's supposed to be a bit of an elegant guy. He's a wizard that can cast drawings at people. I know, it's pretty cool. I thought of it myself. Kind of like the purple crayon or whatever. Um, and I realized at this point that, oh no, I drew this guy's posture. I put so much effort into his chest. He looks good. He looks like such a playboy of a frickin' dragonborn, and I forgot to make sure his head looked alright. Thankfully, I was able to figure it out just a bit. I realized that I'm putting too much emphasis on him. His design is supposed to be simple, so I simplified his design. His cartoon, as you saw on the right there, he's smiling based on the curvature of his spikes in his cheeks. Um, so I incorporated that. He is a blue dragonborn, but he breathes blue fire. It really isn't that important. I could do it any way I wanted to. I like blue. Blue fire sounds cool, gets me all frisky. So I did it that way. Anyway, I'm going through and I was just playing with the idea. I did use Leonidas for a campaign one time, and my DM allowed me to have a special ability called Drawn to the Blade, where I can instantly draw any simple weapon and use it, and like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like I have a wand and I use the wand to cast spells and that stuff, but Drawn to the Blade allows me to use a simple weapon by just creating it. And with other stories and side stories I've made, I thought it would be cool if Leonidas' signature move was creating a hail of blades like that orbit him. I think of the enchanted blade from Terraria, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. No? Or the Terra Prisma. It orbits around the player and then it flies in and attacks enemies. But these swords would be more one and done. I was just playing with the idea. It looks cool. He's the magic uh, Gunnvald here. I look like I'm short circuiting, figuring out how to color this guy, because I was drawing this at fucking midnight. Gunnvald here, I'm spacing out. It takes me a moment to figure out what I want to do, and then I realize, screw it, I want to grow, but let's just do lines. And let's start using cleaner lines, because I need to color this guy later, and it will look better if the lines are smoother. And that's what I start doing here. I put more detail into everything, but try not to spend too much time on it. What was I talking about? I just completely full-on squirreled there. Yeah, I hope you like that. He's wearing overalls, and I gave him a belt anyway. It's for his holsters on the side that I did not bother detailing way more than I should have. Make him all hairy, because what man isn't a man if he isn't hairy? You're a dwarf, Harry. Give him some hair, and then work on the gun barrel, because that doesn't make sense where it's at, but who doesn't love it? Adding some details. Look at that. Ta-da. Gonna work on Grunc. He's a very muscular guy. He is, as I said, he's a barbarian. He likes to cook. Uh, we did play a campaign with my buddy who made Grunc. I've made several designs of Grunc. Grunc is a barbarian with is it the animal totem I'm thinking of? And he has the totem of a bear, so he's extra hairy to emphasize that. He's kind of like a lovable idiot. He's more brawn than brain. Now I'm going through and I'm making the design for Leonidas. I'm taking a page from the designs from Baldur's Gate. I didn't look it up. Don't get mad at me. I didn't look it up. I'm just remembering because I can remember. Believe it or not, I can remember things. They have over the back of his hand and his arm are scales, and where the underside would be is I thought would be cool if it looked like underbelly. Anyway, it turned out really well. You'll notice the significant difference when I go through and color him. Give him a little trinket because he's a wizard. I go through and make the tail, try to give it some depth but not too much. I make different shaped spikes for more fun. Going through with the swords. Leonidas is the artistic character. Now I'm going to go through and make a backboard per se for each character and use it as a base. Other artists do this. I did it the hardest way, I guess, because I'm so like that. Now each character is on their own. They're in their own file. I can move them around, change the shape, the size, as you can see there. Gunnvald's supposed to be the smallest. He's the red one, and then Grunc, and then it's Leonidas, the biggest. And I didn't like seeing his foot in the background there, so I spent way too much time deciding where the hell this guy goes. Oh man, look at my struggle. I sped up this video, and I'm still struggling for too long. Here I realized that the opacity of the whole file is a lot lower than I realize. So I gotta use darker colors than what I intend, but I like that gray, I like that off color everything is. So I go through, use similar colors to complement the character, and what I mean by that is I'll draw a yellow over green with a lower opacity, and then I'll get a color that complements the back color. In this case it's blue, so I got a nice nice blue color that complements the gray-ish blue in the background. Leonidas typically has red spikes, and I wanted to do that, but he looks too much like, oh man, I'm gonna get hit, Trafalgar from Pokemon. Totodile. He looks too much like Totodile, and it was a turn off for me. So I'm like, I'll just change it to a dark color, and he'll look more dragon-y. Anyway, I figured if I did it with Gunnvald, I'll go through and make his clothes look like his skin as well, his bluish nature. And brownish gold and white was a good contrast to the blue and the yellows, so yes. Now I'm making the swords look a little magical. I didn't like how sploogey they looked. I had to add the white so you can see the blue better. I was thinking about putting my signature where his wand is, but I decided to just do a sword so that you could, I guess by looking at it that he drew those swords. Yeah. So that is basically the drawing. I'm writing in my signature. We got Gunnvald, bottom right. Hold on. There we go. I know you're disgusted I'm using a media player. I have done other versions of this drawing before. I have not uploaded all of these drawings I have done, but the other ones I've done before has just showed their heads, and I did an outline. I like for Gunnvald, he doesn't have guns. He has um, a big battle axe or a big battle hammer. It was a long time ago. And I didn't color him, but I used a red. It was on a white background and it was in red ink. Yes, it was digital. Um, but I used many, many references to make them look more realistic than cartoony. Grunc looked the best, and he's about the same pose that he is in this design. And Leonidas he looked more like a druid, one of those pyro druids. Yeah, I didn't know what I wanted either. Can't blame a guy for not knowing. But this design I'm very happy with. It's probably the most... I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I forgot to draw stain marks on Grunc's apron. That's okay. But yeah. There is, like I said, these characters are from a webcomic I'm trying to work on. Uh, it's called The Bearded Dragon Pub. I know, it's a little on the nose, isn't it? But each character has their own familiar. I thought it would be fun. It's my first story I'm working on. It's a lot of work. I don't really have a whole ton of drive to work on the story. But if enough people like it, I guess I have to work on it, you know? Um, I work all the time, you know? Um, but I love going back and watching my videos, and I'm like, oh, I got lots of likes. My ego is being swollen. I want to draw more. So if more people like, then I'll try to do more. And my uploading schedule is a bit random. Like today, I haven't uploaded for about a week, but then suddenly, when I got home from work, even though I was exhausted from whooping ass all day at work with freight and all that crap, I spent the next almost 5 hours drawing this piece just on a whim with all the good music in the background. Yes, yum yum in the tum tum. Anyway, I may do some more drawings in the future of these three. I love drawing these three. They're the most iconic. Maybe I'll do a short of me working on a comic strip, if that's what people like. But this is pretty much it. I call this piece Super Thirds Speed Up. Uh, anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you would please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Um, yeah. Thank you very much. I'm signing off now. Bye.